So what we have here is the famous or infamous 3-star blocking, as every one of you knows. And you can put yourselves and the dummy to endless abuse with this. What you have to remember when you do this, you use a rather natural stance for this, because you also want that hip swing and the push from the rear leg, so that you really have some punch. As for the stance, about the heels a shoulder width apart, roughly what karateka would know from the Sanshin stance or a good bow and arrow stance. So in the beginning of this exercise, the stance should allow you a nice swing. Also a Bai Zhong stance, everything is good as long as it allows you flexible and relaxed motion. We don't start out with this, we actually start out with floppy arms. So no iron arms nonsense in the beginning. Okay, about that floppy arm thing, that is important, because if we don't do it relaxed, we will injure ourselves, and instead of iron arms and good coordinations, what we will get is injured arms and bad habits. So if you want to have good Kung Fu habits, you want to start out that exercise with floppy arms, which basically means you have that kind of stance, you do the swing, see, all floppy, nice and relaxed, which is what we want to do. That way we get the habit. And I suggest you start as slow as this. So, first of all, you get the rhythm, because for this you need rhythm. And once you have the rhythm, you can go a little faster. And the more relaxed you are, the more benefit you will have from this. Note that here I go with the thumb side. Here I also go with this thumb side. Here I go with this. We try not to go directly with the bones on the hard side. And of course, before and after you do this, generously apply the dajo. And as you can see, the dummy takes some punishment, but I'm still doing this nice and relaxed. So when you have done this for extended periods of times, you can up the heat a little bit and go with fists and do part of the hip motion, but you are still not going for the full heat. So what you want before you go to really heavy duty stuff, you want that swing really nice and fast. And you have just seen me having the other arm down. That is okay for the beginning, but since we are also practicing for martial arts, what you want to do is to actually keep the other arm always up for guard. We need for the second exercise is something that everybody will know as the drilling exercise, water from Xingyi, which you see me perform here with 2 arms, and which with 1 arm looks like this, and with 2 arms looks like this. Once you have good shape in this, we can progress to using that on the dummy. So the finished end result would look something like this. And I want to show how to get from the drilling exercise that we have done in the dry on the dummy. And from that we will go to threading the needle. Okay, then we have the front movement. We have a slap or a pak sao, coming in with the diagonal forward step. Rear hand is in guard position. Now it turns and goes and makes contact. And if we use this fast, then we have a bridge punch. We have, again, diagonal forward pressure. So in this direction and to here. This is not muscular pressure that we apply, but the shape of the arm is again a wedge. So if we just push to the center line of the dummy, that kind of pressure is what we want. So we start out actually more stroking our dummy than actually hitting it, until we have a good shape and have the rhythm and everything in shape. Then we go for relaxed speed. And then we will also have the habits, once we have this, to actually go for power. And then we can do variations, like going in like this for the chop. We can then also use something that resembles more a mantis. But that are all variations. The principle remains the same. Go out, make contact, push the wedge forward. And you see on my center line I'm going directly forward. From the point of view of the dummy it's diagonal, but I go, note the hip, straight forward. So the step is this, this, accompanied then by the arm movements, which we will go into. But this would be the step. We can start even from a dancing motion or from any stance. The point is, this is not a form, but a drill. Step, circling in. Now again, the corkscrew. Starting from that position. Corkscrewing out. Impacting. And when we get used to this, what we do is we make the radius smaller until it is almost like a chain or a snake going around. So now we have the front arm. Remember the corkscrew from behind. Going back, and the front arm. And that's the complete exercise on the outside. 1, 2, 3. From here we change to the guard, still contact, to the inside, 1, 2, and then the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.